I want to watch this video. I'm kind of late on it. It's called Black Fatigue. Black Fatigue while we're tired of ghetto culture. I don't know. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I can relate. I'm tired of black people. Like respectfully, not even like a racist way, but like with black people, you got all this fucking spooky.
I just came up.
You got all this fucking 50-50 and do this and do that. And it's like, bro, these are not normal conversations, bro. These are like, y'all go on Twitter and I see some of the most outrageous fucking questions. They'd be like, bro, what? Like a bitch, there was a tweet where there was like 3 guns all lined up and a bitch was like, this is how you got to propose to me. What? What are we talking about? Like, black people be fucking delusional, bro.
Something called Black Fatigue. And basically, it's white Americans are sick of our shit.
I got news for you. Black Americans are sick of your shit. Black people
no cap.
are sick of black people's shit.
Basically, society is saying that they're tired of how black people are blaming things that have happened to us historically in the past, and they are also now adding different things that they have seen in society to that behavior as well, like loud mouthing or maybe, you know, using certain words or certain.
I think one of my biggest gripes with like black people is like the older generation. So it's terrible shit with both generations. Like the older generations, like my mom and her, like I'm gonna group my mom and my grandma's generation kind of in the same thing because they're a lot in the same ways. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say my generation and my grandma's generation are 2 totally different motherfuckers when it comes to everything. My grandma's generation are the most ignorant motherfuckers I've ever fucking known. They're the motherfuckers that argue with the waitresses for accidentally getting some shit wrong on your order. Like, I hate going out to restaurants with them. I love my family to death, but man, if you have an issue with every little thing, I'm not going to enjoy myself. I cannot sit with somebody. Black fatigue is dog. They're never nice. They're always complaining. They always have a problem with something. Bro, like they're never, ever fucking satisfied. Never satisfied. And you got like this generation, they just loud as hell. They're rude as hell. You got YNs. You got black women that are normal as hell thinking that they could live this model ass lifestyle simply because they see it on social media. And social media plays a big part on why everybody fucking brains is so fucking fried. Like, these niggas think they can go and ask a nigga for 2 bands just because they think that nigga, like, bro, we are normal ass niggas, bro. We are normal ass niggas. They want us to pay every fucking bill, but they don't want to do the traditional shit. They think everything is a fucking game. Fuck, I blame scammers and I blame fucking drug dealers. Not everybody is a scammer or a drug dealer, bro.
Certain behaviors in public.
Black fatigue seems to be growing, especially within the black community. There's a growing frustration within certain behaviors and more people are starting to speak up about it.
White people, black people, Hispanic people are saying we have black fatigue because of the behavior of some black people.
It's not racist to call black people out for their behavior and what they're doing to society at this moment. I'm glad people are noticing this because it's been so many years.
It's not racist to call black people out for bad behavior, but it is racist to just call black people out. It's racist as hell for a normal black person to be doing some normal shit and call them out. But if they're doing some shit where it's like your behavior is fucking absurd, okay, call them out. That shit ain't racist.
And it's finally catching up to y'all.
So is there some truth to it, or is it just another form of racism? And how come so many black people are starting to speak up about this now? Either way, we got a lot to talk about today. Now, black fatigue is a growing term in the social media world, a phrase that's meant to explain a rising frustration.
Oh, what? Folks would have had to see me. Folks would have had to seen me. Ain't gonna lie, if I was this waiter, bro, it probably wouldn't be worth it, but I would have lost my fucking job that day. I would have spit on this nigga. I would have spit right on that nigga face. Because there's no way. What the fuck just made you do that? That was some ignorant ass shit. These is the motherfuckers I hate for real, for real. Like, this was some crazy fucking ignorant shit, bro. There's no reason for that. Not a
and
fucking
rising
reason.
Frustration, dissatisfaction, and even resentment towards a small portion of the black community.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. You can't. Doing this, I feel like they just having fun. End of the day, I feel like they having fun. And I just can't sit here and be mad at these motherfuckers for having fun. As simple as that.
And some of the dysfunctional behaviors that are increasingly being called out. But here's the thing, this isn't a new term. The phrase black fatigue was originally coined in 2020 by Mary Frances.
Now, that was doing a little too much, like the celebrating and dancing and stuff, yes. I feel like you do your celebrations and you go back to your seat. You know, you ain't got to do too much all the time.
Winters, a black author from New York. She was inspired to explore the concept after hearing the same phrase come up again and again from black millennials. I'm tired, they kept on saying. The exhaustion wasn't just physical, it ran deep, tied to emotion, history, and identity. In her book, Black Fatigue, How Racism Erodes the Mind, Body, and Spirit, she explains that the original meaning of the term was about the centuries-long toll of the systematic racism passed down through generations. Now that was the original definition, but now the term has taken on a completely new meaning.
Now to black fatigue, it has recently been turned into a feeling that some white and black people have who say they are damn tired of foolishness of some black people.
It is a completely behavior-based issue. And when white people, black people, Hispanic people are saying we have
What's the
black
word,
fatigue
Cal?
because of the behavior of some black people. We've all seen it. We all know what it is. It's everywhere.
There are thousands of TikToks on it, posts all over X, YouTube videos, and even some mainstream outlets starting to cover it. I only started hearing about this term very recently, and at first I assumed it was mostly coming from people outside the black community, but to my surprise, a large portion of the conversation is actually being led by black people, and
I'm good,
that's
my
when I
guy.
knew that I had to do my own research by looking
I'm good.
into
I'm
this
chilling. I'm
and
chilling.
sharing my
I got to
take
get back on my
it
grind
you.
with the stream and
Many
shit.
of the most viral TikToks on this topics are
But I'm good
coming
though.
from
I'm good.
within
I'm
the
feeling pretty good
community
today.
itself.
Black fatigue is real. Everybody is tired of black people, but it's two specific types of black people that everyone.
He's one of these black people that I fucking hate. He's a whitewashed ass black motherfucker. Like, there's 3 types of black people. There's ghetto. I'll say 4. There's ghetto. I mean, like the loud motherfuckers, the hood motherfuckers, the trench babies. There's normal black people. I think I'm a part of the normal black people. You have suburban black people, and then you have the whitewashed black people. That's the 4 types of black people that I think there are, because not all black people are the same way not all white people are the same. You feel me? You feel me?
Everyone is tired of. Number one, everybody is tired of loud, ghetto, and ratchet, and violent, and mean, and angry all the time.
Hey, that's good, bro. I'm
Everybody
definitely
is
glad
tired
you're doing
of them.
better, man.
Nobody wants to deal with
1000%.
them. Even other black people do not
Definitely
want to
deserve
deal with
to
these
feel
people.
better.
You know when you see them in public, you know when they're going to give you attitude at the CVS. Everybody knows it, and they want to avoid it.
So how did we even get here? The answer to this can go in a few different directions. But let's talk about the most impactful factor of this, being the media. We're talking viral body cam footage of police encounters involving black people, to dine and dash stories that reinforce negative stereotypes.
Surveillance cameras caught 3 people leaving without paying a $200 bill.
Like, this shit, yeah, these are the type of motherfuckers I'll never fuck with. If you think you finna dine and dash and you with me, I'm a good person. I'd stay back and pay the fucking bill. But best believe we would never be fucking friends again. I would never, ever be friends with motherfuckers this fucking ignorant. I don't care what the situation is. If it was a case where your food was terrible and all that shit, don't eat your fucking food. But don't sit there and eat all the fucking food and then dash. I'm sorry. That is some of the lamest shit ever, bro. Like, to be associated with some people like that, I could never fucking do.
Dinner, according to the owners.
Or the countless of fights, whether it's on a street corner or inside a McDonald's. The majority of these clips tend to feature people who, look like me, and they also seem to go viral, often shaping how outsiders view blackness as a whole. This type of content has definitely influenced how a lot of people, white, Hispanic, or even black folks, view the culture. Unfortunately, over time, it's helped reinforce harmful narratives and in many cases has been used to normalize different forms of racism. And let's be clear, we all understand that none of the reactions rooted in these stereotypes.
Don't bring your ass in the store if you finna steal. Don't come in this motherfucker with me because I don't know you. I don't know you. If they catch you, I don't know you. You may have known me before we walked in the store, but I don't know you, and I don't give a fuck what you think. I was not raised like this. I was not raised to steal and shit. I was not raised to do all that goofy shit. That is not my fucking blood. I'm not finna steal. I'm sorry. I was not a trench baby. I don't need to steal from the gas station.
Justified, because it's not fair or accurate to take the behavior of a few and apply it to an entire group. However, when certain behaviors are caught on camera and go viral over and over and over again,
you definitely got me fucked up if you finna steal with me.
Of the entire community based on a handful of viral clips. Not because they reflect us, because obviously, you know, I'm not on that. If you're black, you're probably not on this. At the end of the day, though, all the viral content is based on real situations that happened in the real world. Now let's take a closer look at some of the real world examples that have been fueling these conversations, starting with the Dine and Dash incidents. Now during the pandemic, or should I say the bandemic, you know, in 2020 when the stimmy checks, okay, the ban started hitting people's accounts and everybody started acting like Black Youngsta when he first signed his record deal. Yes, the pandemic, the bandemic. Your money. We start seeing more of these so-called dine and dash videos pop up.
We've all heard of dining and dashing. That's when a customer comes into a restaurant, grabs a bite to eat, and then skips out on the bill, leaving the restaurant without paying.
For all my international viewers, dine and dash is when people go to a restaurant, stuff their greedy bellies with food, drinks, and all that you can possibly eat, and then they leave and they don't pay a single dime. This phenomenon or crime has always existed, but it became increasingly common in America after the pandemic.
They watched as the party of 7 sat at their table, their food already packaged in to-go boxes. Then they began to get up and eventually run out the restaurant's door, leaving.
I would never do this shit, bro. I'm sorry. This shit's so fucking lame to me, dog. Me personally, bro, pay your fucking bill. If you can't pay a bill, nigga, don't go out to eat. Simple as that. Don't go out to eat.
Their $200 bill unpaid.
So these clips of
and they be thinking this shit's so fucking funny, bro. This shit's so funny, bro. Like this shit do paint a bad image. I mean, shit paint a bad image whether you black or white. But you know there's already a fucking stereotype out about us. And then you proceed to do this shit. Like, bro, what?
Canal without paying began to go viral after 2020. And as it relates to the topic at hand, unfortunately, the majority of the people in those videos were black, and that obviously makes us look very bad. Now, is it all black folks? Of course not, because we're not a monolith. The behavior of one individual doesn't mean the next person is going to show up in the same way, so applying that assumption broadly would be inaccurate. I mean, if you're black, if you're watching this, I'm sure we're probably going to relate, but I would personally never go to a restaurant if I knew that my account was empty. I mean, at that point,
exactly.
We're having sleep for dinner because we're grown, okay? However, with that being said, one thing I've consistently heard from a lot of my friends in the service industry, I'm talking waiters and waitresses and even restaurant managers, is that black customers are the hardest to serve. Now, this has not only been said by all races of people, but I'm saying like other black folks in the service industry are saying this, okay? Whether it's not tipping, sending food back too often, or asking for refunds after they've ate, it's often said that those things are more common among black customers. So that's the perception a lot of people in the service industry have.
Which I believe, because honestly, I believe that black people are so much more confrontational, and I believe that they're so rooted in if they don't like some shit, they're not like, you cannot like something and go on about your fucking day. A lot of black people, they feel like when they don't like something, they have to make a scene, or they have to make it known that they don't like it, or they have to go and disrespect whatever they don't like. Even if it's food, just because you don't like a certain type of food, don't mean that the next motherfucker not gonna like that food. There's no reason for you to sit there and fuss and fight about the food you don't like, shit like that.
Of us, which is very unfortunate and it's very sad. I mean, it's not a comfortable thing to acknowledge or even talk about. I hate the fact that some people might expect a certain type of behavior of people who look like me as soon as, let's say, we might step into a spot, right? And although, you know, the stereotype doesn't obviously apply to all black people like me or you, I can't, if you're black, that is, or if you're white, then obviously I ain't talking about you, right? I can't ignore the experiences they've shared with me. Now let's dive into the Dine and Dash stuff a little more. Cause speaking of a particular incident, which was one of the news stories I played you earlier, it went viral a few weeks ago. A black-owned restaurant in Chicago called Flav's served 3 people, 2 women and a man, all black, and they decided to run up a tab of over $200 of shrimp and lobster, okay, and a bunch of drinks too. And then they decided to run out the spot.
It's actually disappointing. You know, it's very disappointing to see that from the community that we actually serve, because we pour into our community. We're a small business, and I see this happening so often to a lot of different small businesses throughout the city.
Now, I'm not saying that doing this to other groups of people, regardless of race, is okay, but
yeah, I seen you get your ass beat, Alex.
This was
unfortunately,
black folks doing this to other black folks. The young woman, the waitress who served the table, was a black woman who had kids at home, mind you. Her not getting a percentage of a tip literally means she's not going to be able to survive in this economy. Because in America, tipping isn't optional, it's survival. A lot of servers don't even make minimum wage. Their income depends on those tips. So when you dine and dash, you're not just finessing the system, you're hurting working class people, many of whom are black themselves, just trying to, you know, make it through this world and this economy like the rest of us. By the way, really quickly, if you're enjoying this conversation, drop a like for the algorithm and subscribe if you want to hear from me and you want to see my ugly ass face, okay?
They apologized. They sent someone up here to pay the bill, but I declined to accept it. At that point, it was just like, you know.
See, that type of shit is lame as hell, because why the fuck would you do it in the first place? You're only sorry and apologizing to pen because you got fucking caught, dumbass. Why the fuck would y'all dine and dash anyway? Especially when you know it's another black-owned business. Don't get me wrong. Don't do it to no business. But if you doing it to the motherfucker that probably live right next to you, why the fuck are you doing that? Like, that shit is just petty as hell. Like, that shit is just way too fucking petty.
The right way.
And apparently they sent somebody to pay the tab on their behalf after they got exposed on social media. So you telling me that y'all didn't even have the decency to go in like grown folks and say, I apologize, I'm sorry, this economy is beating my ass. Not that it would make it okay, but you get what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even have the decency to actually go in and show your face. That's crazy. They sent another person to pay because they didn't have enough courage to show their faces in the establishment. What a shame. Now,
and I could tell that these motherfuckers they just followers behind the dude. This big bummy ass nigga, he gotta be a bum ass nigga. Gotta be a bum ass nigga. There's no way he's not a bum ass nigga. To dine and dash, bro, you got 2 ladies with you and you leave they ass. It's the fact that this big grown ass, funky ass man got the fuck up before the 2 ladies did and ran off.
Another person to pay because they didn't have enough courage to show
that shit is lame.
In the establishment. What a shame. Now, another story that went viral, again, featuring black folks. Absolutely hate the fact that we're getting this type of PR, but it is what it is, right? This story involved 3 black women, once again, in Chicago. Can somebody tell me what's in the water?
No way they fucked with soul vibes.
In Chicago with all these incidents happening. The audacity of this particular story is next level because these 3 women didn't only dine and dash after a $262 bill, they were also caught.
I ain't gonna lie, boy, they got some, oh my nigga, they have some salmon out. Soul Vibes got some of the best soul food in Chicago. This shit's so fucking gas, bro. Y'all niggas just don't understand. That shit's so fucking good.
Number 1.
The 3 women from Rochester, New York visited Soul Vibes in the near north.
So it wasn't even a Chicago motherfucker. I thought this was a Chicago motherfucker.
To celebrate a birthday.
Oh, wait, no.
A surprise, an unpaid tab.
No. That ain't the Soul Vibes I'm talking about. These motherfuckers vegan. The other one I know is
and they also made a reservation with their names, phone numbers, and personal info. Strike number 2.
They were spotted on surveillance, leaving one by one within 30 seconds of the server stepping away. They also forgot that they signed up on the wait list before being seated.
Dumbass motherfuckers, bro.
And strike number 3 is that they actually went on social media and they thanked a black-owned business for the free food that they stole, right? And that's how they ended up getting.
I think a big part of this shit too is just how fucking dumb these black people be. Like, you have dumb white people too, but these black dumb motherfuckers, it's kind of like how niggas be out toting guns and shit. Nigga, you're gonna get caught. They're watching you. Y'all are fucking dumb. Everybody just fucking dumb.
Getting caught.
And to add insult to injury, they posted this onto social media, thanking the restaurant for the free food.
And then tagging them.
At waitstaff like Chloe Jackson.
You hear a lot of us screaming support black businesses, and this is how we treat each other. It's so sad, and it's also really hard
so
to know that
fucking
these
lame.
types of crimes are becoming more and more common in general. And the fact that it's a lot of melanated folks doing this to other people who look like them, I mean, it's a shame. What do you want me to say? I'm not celebrating that I have to make this video. Like, it's actually
It's crazy
an
because, like, nigga,
uncomfortable
you're not
video to
even
make
doing this
because I'm not happy to see black
to the white
businesses
people or other
suffering
races,
because
nigga. You doing this to
people
other
who look
black
like
people.
them are literally stealing money from them. Like, I absolutely hate that I have to talk about this, and it breaks my heart. By the way, if you've been rocking with your boy for a while and want to support, just want to let you guys know that I dropped
fuck with your
Born
game,
by
but we
Me
gon'
at this point, which
no.
describes a youth-driven culture often tied to
I think these Apple Store robberies got to be some of the dumbest shit ever. Simply because doing robberies like this shows me that you have no fucking common sense. You think these fucking phones that are on display are gonna fucking work? You're fucking dumb. You're a fucking retard, bro.
Not ends up harming others, whether it's stealing, robbing, or just being loud and
Like, none of
belligerent in
that shit is
public
gonna
spaces.
work.
Now, this culture that I'm talking about is separate from blackness itself. I mean, we're talking about a fatigue with what often is called ghetto culture. And ghetto culture is not black culture, nor is it foundational black American culture. When I say the word culture, by the way, I mean it in the actual definition. And the definition is the shared attitudes, behaviors, and values of a specific group of people. This isn't about race. It's a mindset that anyone can adopt, regardless of racial background. With that being said, I've seen this kind of behavior from white folks, Hispanic folks, and black folks, of course. So it's not about skin color. It's about class, environment, and ultimately how someone chooses to carry themselves. Because the way you choose to walk through this life, your demeanor, your energy, that's not only something you can control, but it is a conscious decision. We all have a choice in how we show up. So when I mention ghetto culture, I'm not talking about blackness. I'm talking about a specific pattern of behavior, which is undoubtedly dysfunctional and not a productive way of showing up in society. And a lot of it is often born from struggle, limited resources, and sometimes a rejection of accountability. And the accountability aspect is important because when black people are constantly boxed into a certain identity by the world, but especially by each other, it creates a mental and cultural trap, which is ironic because, you know, that kind of makes me think about trap music and the fact that trap music is a thing. Because when you really think about the name, it sounds like the soundtrack for a lifestyle designed to keep you stuck, trapped in survival mode, trap music, trapped in dysfunction, and ultimately trapped in the lower.
I mean, it kind of all ties in together. I mean, I think trap music comes from like trap houses. That's just my opinion.
Levels.
That's just what I think about
and
it.
Often when a black person within the community wants to grow, like they make a decision to actually grow or take a responsibility or move differently, they're met with pushback from their own people. They get told things like, you think you're better than us, or that's not how we do things. A lot of my black folks,
that's not
I'm
how
sure
you
y'all
do
can
things.
relate to exactly what I'm talking
That's
about.
not how you do things.
Elevating
I'm going
beyond
to
who you
do
used
whatever
be
the fuck I
becomes a
want,
problem. And
regardless.
sticking with what you know becomes the norm, even if it means staying stuck in pain or dysfunction down the line. And the question is, why is this accountability issue even a thing in the first place, specifically within parts of the black community in America? Understanding this is not about making excuses, by the way, because we do have to acknowledge the subconscious effect of generations of instability and what it really does to people. When you grow up in environments where poverty is the norm, where instability is constant and neglect is a part of daily life, what happens is certain mindset start to form. You learn to cut corners because survival starts to feel more important than structure, and you begin to distrust institutions, which, to be fair, black people in America have had valid reasons to distrust for a long time. You feel like the world around you has failed you, and that leads to behaviors rooted in avoidance, rebellion, and sometimes hopelessness. During the Jim Crow era, black people were stripped of opportunity, education, protection, and dignity. Entire communities were locked out of wealth, building, and basic rights, and that creates a ripple effect. When generation after generation is forced to adapt just to survive, it plants the seed for behaviors rooted in survival over structure. So right now we're talking about the psychological and subconscious effect of what's happened in history, but even with all that context, okay, with all that being said, I want to make something very clear. At the end of the day, how you show up in public spaces, whether you dine and dash or not, isn't about slavery or Jim Crow. It's about personal accountability. Whether you're white, black, Latino, Asian, purple, green, I don't care, blue. The truth is, people from all backgrounds are tired of ghetto culture. And like we touched on earlier, ghetto culture and black culture are not the same thing. They've been falsely lumped together, especially by the entertainment industry, in order to sell an image, but they're not synonymous, and they are not the same thing. What's really happening is this. The bad behavior of a small group within a larger group is being tied to race, when in reality it's about culture, class, and choices. And as someone who's black myself and has observed a lot of the mindsets that permeate within the black community, I think the one thing that's holding a lot of us back is the victimhood mentality. A lot of us as kids, through the media, the people around us, and through politics, are
I mean, it's kind of the same shit with police officers. Like, I'm not one to fucking vouch for police, especially in this day and age, but like, I've never come across a bad cop. Personally, in my life, I've never come across a bad cop who was ignorant, who was just looking for a power trip and shit like that. I'm blessed that I've never been in that situation. But you do have these handful of motherfuckers who are like that. It's the same way. Like, out of all the black population, I would say a majority of motherfuckers are not this way. There's a large number of them, but a majority of these motherfuckers are completely fucking normal.
Taught that the world should feel sorry for us based on what's happened in history. And yes, I do believe in educating ourselves and others on what's happened in history, right? Because it's very important to know. But I don't believe in letting history hold you back from writing your current story. Because at the end of the day, if you really think about it, it doesn't make sense. But ain't no way our ancestors went through all that just for us to feel sorry for
fuck
ourselves.
it up.
It doesn't make any sense. I've never been a fan of any group of people looking at me and saying, poor you because of this and that. Not only do I not want your sympathy, but you can keep that because I don't need it. What I say is my battle scars don't define me. They're just a part of my story. Now let's lighten the load for a second and talk about a viral story that ties into everything we've been talking about. The Carnival Cruises. I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard about this one. For my international viewers, Carnival is a popular American cruise line that operates out of Florida. It's known for being affordable and a fun time, minus the, drama, which we're gonna get into in a second, right? A few weeks ago, Carnival put up a message to their guests with a list of new rules. Things like no loud music on speakers, no smoking in restricted areas, and no weed on board. Pretty basic stuff if you ask me. Now there's a lot of backlash on social media about these new rules. Some people felt like Carnival was trying to push black folks out as customers.
I personally don't feel like it. You're on a boat, act accordingly. I'm not saying it's ghetto or a black thing to have speakers and all that other shit, but I'm sorry, no matter who the fuck, you're on a boat. What are you bringing a fucking big ass speaker for?
Especially since
even in public, like if I go to a pool out here where I live at, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear other people with a loud ass speaker. Just because you have your music don't mean I want to hear that shit. I think this is just dead ass consideration of everybody else around.
More black people have been cruising in recent years. But let's be real, the backlash doesn't make no sense at all, okay? First of all, I'm generally confused as to why we'd assume those rules were automatically about us. Like if you hear no fighting, no weed, no indecent clothes, and your first thought is they must be talking about black people, that says more about what's been normalized in some of our spaces than it does about the company's intentions. Because when I read those rules, I didn't associate them with black folks at all. My first thought was,
regular motherfuckers.
Looks like they're just trying to filter out the chaos. It sounded like a business setting a standard for the type of crowd they want, not a coded attack on race.
Like this shit, man, come on, fam.
So many people, especially in black Twitter, did take offense, kind of shows how deeply some of these behaviors have been tied to our image, even when they shouldn't be. And honestly, I really take offense to that, okay? Because the rules didn't mention race, they mentioned behavior. Carnival is a business, and like any business, they want to create a safe environment for everyone. I mean, there's kids on these cruises, there's families, people who are just trying to relax, okay? Calling that racism waters down what real racism actually looks like, if you ask me. The truth is, the people complaining the loudest were probably the ones who had no intention of following the rules in the first place. And honestly, you know
like
what?
Those are the type of people those are the type of people that just want to fight 24/7. They want to get into it with motherfuckers 24/7. If you feel like fighting, loud music, and all that shit being stopped is racist, then you have, it's kind of a victim mindset. But also at the same time, it's so fucking dumb because why do you feel that way? Why do you feel that only applies to you? Why do you, just because you don't like black, white people have some of the biggest and best fucking speakers I've ever seen. You're just more outrageous and ignorant with it. Let's be real. Like if the shoe fits, the shoe fits.
Point where I'm tired because I'm just tired of a small group of loud, reckless individuals getting all this attention. And the rest of us just gotta get judged for the behavior of this very small group of black people in the black community. Like, I'm tired of being boxed into stereotypes I don't relate to or condone. I'm tired of having to feel like I gotta prove I'm not like that just to get basic respect. I'm tired of seeing the worst examples of us go viral and then get labeled as representation. That's not black culture. That's dysfunction, packaged and sold as entertainment, and we're done letting it speak for us. Personally, I don't have black fatigue. I have people who don't know how to act in public fatigue. I have no home training fatigue.
Fair say.
And this is not
Fair
about
say.
race, right?
He explaining
It's
this
about
pretty
how
fucking
you
perfect.
show up in shared spaces with other human beings.
He's explaining this shit
Respecting
perfectly.
others in that way, it's not hard, but somehow people still have not learned that. The saddest part about this whole black fatigue thing is that it's only gonna get worse on both sides. On one hand, we got the youth, like the YNs we talked about, running around.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about the
acting like
first
Tony
time
Montana,
when I first
catching
started the
felonies
fucking
and
video.
bodies and pushing dysfunction like it's normal. A lot of these kids don't have father figures, no structure, no guidance. So the behavior continues and the tension keeps building. And then we have the small group of black folks who show up with no respect, no self-awareness, no discipline. They're gonna keep making it harder for the rest of us. And as that continues, unfortunately, more people outside of our community are gonna grow resentful. And the same
Like,
thing is
imagine
also
being a dumbass like this. You dine and dash and leave your fucking purse. You know how fucking dumb you gotta
gonna
be?
happen within the community. There's
You're
gonna
a
be more
fucking idiot.
assumptions. More
Like this, I don't have the issue with the celebrating, but it's to an extent. Celebrate to an
stereotypes,
extent, you feel
more
me?
division, and I absolutely hate that for us. If there's one thing I really
I
wanna say-
definitely believe there's the saying, act like you've been here before. I definitely believe in that. I 1000% believe in that. You could celebrate, but nigga, act like you fucking been here before.
is we have to start holding each other accountable for how we show up, period. Too many of us walk through life, period, avoiding real conversations about accountability because we don't want to ruffle feathers. But that's the very thing that's keeping us stuck. And this is especially relevant in the black community. Real accountability is what's going to create a safer environment, not just for us, but for our future kids as well. Because at the end of the day, we're all a part of the same society. And if we've gotten to a point where basic respect feels optional, we've already lost. At the end of the day, I
True
just
as
really
hell.
hope that this kind of
Hey, this nigga spitting. This nigga spitting. I ain't gonna go sit here and dick ride. This nigga spitting, bruh. All this shit makes sense. He's not saying nothing wrong in this shit. A lot of this shit is just disrespect and people without fucking leaders. None of these motherfuckers have had their ass beat. And by the time they've had their ass beat, it's too fucking late. You can't break them out of that and make them disciplined. Like, they gotta want that shit from themselves. It's either gonna take some trauma or them niggas to fucking die to stop doing what the fuck they doing, unfortunately, because they weren't disciplined early enough in
opens the
life.
door for more conversations to be had about the things that are actually going on in the world in general. What's actually happening, why it's happening, and how we move forward. This is about calling out bad
Like,
behavior.
this is just fucking
It's not about
irritating.
tearing each other down or division. It's about accountability, growth, and wanting better for all of us.
Like, what
if
was
you
the
made it this
point?
far, drop a little like on this video because I kept a
What was the point? I'm gonna drop it like on your video game. But nah, like, I get what he's saying 1000%. It's a fine line with that shit. I don't be thinking that shit is like racist what the company Carnival did. It's the fact that if you take an offense into it, then you fall into that category of like, you playing that victim mindset. Because what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? But no, I get what he's saying. It's just a handful of motherfuckers who are dead ass just so fucking undisciplined and they don't know right from fucking wrong.